Well, this was a sad event in our community. It was on July 26th. The Coastal Bend lost a mother to many, the matriarch of a 78-year institution.
Yeah, and of course, you're talking about Maxine Snapka. She, if you'll recall, passed away at the age of 103. The business that she helped build, known by thousands, her smile and her joy, remembered by countless more.
3 News reporter Ryan Hopper has been visiting with friends and family members of the Snapkas and as they honor a life well lived. Ryan.
Mike, Leslie, to many in Corpus Christi, Maxine Snapka wasn't just a restaurateur. She was a friend, a mentor, and a familiar smile. After founding Snapka's Drive-In with her late husband Method, she spent nearly 8 decades building a legacy that reached far beyond the restaurant's walls.
You could see that smile as soon as she came here. She'd light up the house with her smile, always smiling.
For years, Maxine could be found at this table, greeting customers by the door with that same smile.
By noon, 12:30, she would be here. I would fix her plate. I would sit with her and chat, and we would tell stories about each other. She knew my life, and I knew hers.
Maxine and her late husband, Method Snapka, first hired Trevino back when he was 18. Now at 81, he's seen 6 decades of Corpus Christi history come through these doors, and he still runs a tight ship.
You know, when you're a workaholic, you don't retire.
Maxine, a motherly figure to so many, was the same way.
She was just as sharp as a tack all the way until right before she passed away. She never wanted anybody to retire because she said, if you retire, you die. You need to stay active.
In recent years, Maxine turned the business over to Kathy, who says her mother preached hard work above all else, and to lift others up in the process. Even Richard Kemp, who calls himself a constant nuisance in his younger years, racking up 18 drag racing charges.
I'm not going to say I was a delinquent, but I was close to it.
But when he turned 18, his draft number was called. He was sent halfway across the world. But soon, letters from Maxine began to find their way to the Vietnamese jungle, giving Kemp's whole unit a taste of home.
You know, things are kind of quiet around here now that you're not smoking the tires through the front of our parking lot and that kind of stuff, and the police aren't chasing you. And, you know, so I read that, and those guys, they felt like they kind of had a letter too.
Even at her 100th birthday party, Maxine still remembered the kid who would whip up trouble in the front parking lot.
And it was a thrill. I mean, she just knew me immediately when I walked in the door.
But if you ask Minnie Seltzer, a longtime friend and faithful customer for 7 decades,
if you knew her, she was just so friendly. If you didn't know her and you met her, you would have thought they would have been friends for years.
And those wishing to pay their respects can attend a visitation on Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Maxwell P. Dunn Funeral Service on Morgan Avenue. The funeral is scheduled for Saturday at 11 a.m. at the First United Methodist Church. We'll be back with more 3 News at 10 after the break.